Hello everyone, my name is Amos. How are you doing today? Welcome to my HTML and CSS tutorial. In the tutorial so far, we've been learning how to build a professional website using HTML and CSS. So we've created some of our pages. We've created some of our pages. We've created our about page. We've created our gallery page. We've created the contact page. We've created the login page. So also we've created the register page. So we want to do the landing page itself today. So if you've not been following the tutorial, you can check through other ones that we've done. So was the about page that we did in um, the last tutorial. So today we're going to work on the landing page. The landing page is the first page that the users of your website will see once they type in your domain name. So that's what we want to do. So we're going to add some few things there that will replicate on some of these pages too. So we want to add something like a a subscribe to newsletter and a footer information too. So we'll do everything on the home page then. We'll just pick some of the ones we need to replicate them there. Then we'll link all of them together. I think we've already linked all this. This is going to about those HTML, HTML contact. So we'll link all of them so that once you click on one page, you can always navigate your way around it. So let's get let's get started on the way. So we've now created this file home.html. That's why it's saying it can be found. So what we'll do is, like I said yesterday, you can duplicate this file or you press Ctrl N on your keyboard to create a new one. So let's just duplicate this and we'll call it home.html and you press enter. Or better still, you you save it. So let's let's continue with the tutorial. So we'll change this to home. Then let's save it and go back. If we refresh our page now, we are on the home page. It's just some of the things that were copied from the old. So let's leave this. All we just need to do is just to duplicate, we'll arrange it properly. All right, so let's get started. We're now going to be using this on the home page. So we'll remove this. Let me see. Do we need this? We might. I need it. Well, let's cut it. Put it. Let's cut it and put it. Where should we keep that? Anyway, let's just keep it here. And let us remove this entire one. So let's get started quickly on it. So what we want to start with is like a slider. So if it comes to this Bootstrap CSS, the Bootstrap CSS class we want to use is called Carousel. So Carousel is just a way to make a slide. So the one we want to do now is with control. If I click on this thing, you can see it's making slides. First slide, second slide, and third slide. So this is the code that is being used to perform this operation. So I wouldn't copy this one because if I just copy it and just paste it there, it might not work with our own custom CSS that we've been using. So we'll make use of it. We'll make use of it. Let me just move closer here. We'll make use of all these things, but we just make sure that we are pointing it to use what we are using it to. Then, if lest I forget, let me reduce this. All right, this is the toggle button I was talking about. It's the JavaScript that enables this to happen. Once you click on it, if you are on the medium, this is a medium screen, so it won't bring out it won't list the menu as listing them on the what's it called, the large screen. So this is why we have the toggle button. So from there you can now go to all your pages. So from the code where, yeah, so this is the button. It is being done using JavaScript, Bootstrap class. So that's what I wanted to show you. It's keep my mind in the other tutorials we've done. So let's get this one on the way now. All right, this is where our nav is closing. Let's close up this space. So let's start with header. No, not head. I was using the header tag. Okay, so we'll have a div. I'll give it a class of class of container, an height of 100. Then we have another div which we must close. So if you check this, it has an ID of carousel this thing. So in our own code, this is what we're going to make use of. So we have a div with a class of not a class now, it's an ID of please sure you spell it correctly. Carousel example indicators. Okay, give it a class of carousel slide, then data right of carousel. Okay, so we need to create an unordered list now. So in the unordered list, we give a class of carousel indicators. Carousel indicators. Then inside the unordered list, we have our list item. That's what this li mean. Then let's give it a data target equals to let's copy this one. This is their target. So then we have this attribute of data slide to equals to put 0. Now let me quickly say this. In coding, our numbering doesn't start from 1. It always starts from 0. But the counting is normal counting, 1, 2, 3. But the way the system is going to number it, it's not going to number it from 0. I mean, it's not going to number it from 1. So it always starts from 0. So this is a carousel attribute. That's why we have data slide to data slide to. So, and the first one, we want to make the first one active. So we'll remove this one and change this one to, we'll change this one to 1. We'll also remove this one. If you leave them as active, it won't work properly. So please ensure you are closing all your tags as you are opening them. So we've done the tag, the unordered list now. So let's go and do the carousel inner now. So it will be under here because everything that we are doing is inside this div of carousel example indicator. So div with a class of carousel inner. Then we have another div. I will give this one a class of carousel item. So if you check that site that I opened for you, you will find all this thing there. I will make this one active. So we have an image tag, the source. We use img slash where are they? I apologize for any background noise you can be hearing underneath. So we want to make use of coffee slide. Okay, by using these three: coffee slide underscore 2, coffee slide underscore 3. So let's start with coffee slide 2, coffee slide underscore 2. Please put the format there and note the format is in JPG. So you can give it a class of D block with a width of 100. Then we give it an attribute. Let's just copy this. Give it an attribute of this. Okay. So still inside this first one, open another div. I'll give it a class of header text hidden hyphen xs. So inside that div now, we'll create another div and we'll give it a class of colon medium 12. So what this means is that on all the screen sizes, it's going to use column 12. So we have an h1 tag now. I'll give it the class of slide header. This one is not a bootstrap class, it is a custom class that we are creating. Then you can use bold or you use trunk. This B tag or use a strong tag. So let's say coffee market. So let's duplicate this, but we'll make this one an H2 tag. If you are wondering how I did it, just make sure you highlight this and you press Ctrl D, it will select the two of them. And you type in your changes, so it will change the two of them. But you need to be careful so that when you are writing a bunch of code, you will not go and erase what you've done so far. It will be very disastrous. So you'll have to start all over again. So let's continue. So this, we'll give this one a class of slider header 2 now. Then let's have a paragraph tag. That's the p tag. And we'll give it a class of slide text. So we need the text there. So let's just go online, copy, just copy something. Okay. I'm going to, this one is a little bit much. Okay, so let's just copy this. And let's paste it here. Bam. So next thing is we want to add a button to it, but it has to be inside. It has to be inside this div here. This particular div that is being selected, because if it is not inside, everything we are doing is going to be outside. So we have another div here. We give it a class of slide button. Then inside there we'll have an anchor tag. We don't want it to go we don't want it to go anywhere. Just put this there. But we need to give it a class. What's the class that we'll give to it? So let's just say we give it a class of button btn dark. Let's use some of the ones that we use here so that we don't have to start styling another one again. So we'll make use of this one. Then we'll give it a text of read more. Then space, we'll have another one. After space it, we use this NSB. So we have light, then make it large, then you can just say um, view product. So this is the first slide that we've done now. So the next thing is that I want to, instead of uh, having to start writing everything again. So let's just, this is our inner now. So this is where the carousel this thing is. I think we are missing something. This carousel item active, everything that we are doing is supposed to be inside. So we need to remove this div here and put it here. So let's push this one. Aha. Anyway, so this will close. So let's just make a duplicate of all this. We'll make another duplicate of this one. Push it down. So we remove this active class. One should be active per time. So let's just say this one should be coffee slide. Then we'll make the third one coffee slide 3. So to differentiate them, let's just use their heading. Let's just change their heading. So for this one, let's just say let's just say grocery store and your grocery store, your coffee. Then this one, let's change it to online store, your market. Online stores. Change this one to your market. Okay, so let's save and let's see what we have to be sure that we did the correct. So that I will not write a bunch of code. We'll now start tracing which one we didn't do. Okay. Then the carousel is actually moving. Now we've done it. So we've already styled this one. So that's why we have them there. And it seems this our okay, the carousel is there. That's why we can see this button. It's moving with the control. But what I noticed is that we've not styled it. That's why it's like that. But we are sure that we did the correct thing. So let's move on. So the next, we are done with the header. So let's move on so that we'll continue. Now, after the carousel inner, we will need to add the control to it. This is where our inner is closing. So we need to add the control into it. Check it here. Slide this one. They have control. You can see it here now. So this is the controller is using it, but we need to use our own listen. So the href, then we need it to locate this. Need it to locate this. Okay, so we'll give it a role of a button. Give it a role of a button. Then what else do we need to give it another attribute of data slide. Use double quotes. Then we'll put next here. Then give it a class of carousel control. Next. Okay. I think this one is the first one. Next. Okay, this one is the first one. This, I mean, the second one. Anyway, let's finish up with it. Then let's use a spam tag and say we just give it some class, which is a carousel control next icon. Then we'll put this one and just say next, and you give it a class of screen size only. When it gets to the smaller part, that's when you will see this one. So let's just make a duplicate of this one. So this one should be previous. Then this one will be prev. Then we need to change this one to data slide to prev. And this one too, we change it to prev. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what's gonna happen. All right. Until we get, okay, it's actually there, but we need to style them. So you can see that the carousels, they are moving, but we need to style them. So let's just quickly build up all our pages, then we'll give them the style, because this is not really where the major work is. The major work is where you are styling them. That's why it's important that you give all your tags the correct classes. So that's very important. All right, so let's move to the next one. We'll create a section. I'll give it a class of page section. Then we'll call it a market section. We'll call it market section. Then we'll open a div of a container. So we'll give it a class of container. We'll open another div, not this. We'll give it a class of row. We open another div. We give it a class of column LG6. Now, this is what we want to do. You know, like I said in previous tutorial, that the row is 12. So we want to put 2 items. So on the when it gets to large screen, is even using 6 on for all the screen. So we're just making it. So if it is the same grid size we want to use for all the screen, just use one. But if you want to specify it, as when you put this thing. So we're going to add one content here, and this other content that I left here, we want to add them inside the second div. So let's get on with it. So let's put in a text here, an h2 tag. Let's just say who we are. Bring this one down. Let's change this one to an h3 tag and say about market. Then leave this one market content. All these classes that I'm using, please check through all, when we go back to our just follow from the what's it called, the previous tutorials. All these things have been started, so I'm looking at them and just copy them because I don't want us to use another one now start it again. So it's very important. That means it is important that you just give it one when you are styling. Just make sure you give it one. So when you are writing your code, you can just call upon it and use it at any time instead of you having to rewrite it one after the other. So we have a paragraph tag here. We'll give it a class of market content. We have market content already, so we'll give this a market content too. Let's go and look for another thing that we can copy from here. Okay, so on the carousel, you have so many things that you can don't mind my mouse. There are so many things here. So this one is with control. This one is with indicators. So whichever way you want to do it, just make sure you look for the one that suits what you want to do. So we have our text here. So I think we are done with that one. Not yet. We need to add, let's add an image. So we have image source. Let's look for what kind of image we put there. Okay, let's use this image sign.png. Put an attribute of sign.png. Okay. I'm giving that listening, but if you check the image is very small, so there's no need to do paparazzi with it. Okay. We close this div. Haha, I see trouble. Well, to put all these things inside. So let's just cut it out. Please take note. Because by the time we now start styling it, now you just see some funny things on your page. So, but we didn't know that we didn't close it the right way. So everything, the next thing we want to do is to add content inside here. But inside this one now, we want to create another row. So we have to give it a class of row. Then inside the same 6 is the two of them are using 6. Now, so inside this one now we are creating another row which is 12. So we need to divide that one into two sections, which is I'll give it the same column large 6. Let's duplicate this one too. Give it another column large 6. Okay, so what do we want to do? So instead of having to start rewriting everything, so let's just cut all these things. Put one here. Okay. Then Let's put a kind of space in between using, we'll use a div. This is what I was talking about. It's going to add space in between them. So next one, let's pick this one too. Paste it inside here. So let's go to the next one and move these ones inside so that we don't have to just a means of working a little bit faster. So if you have the same content you want to use on your page, just go and get it and move it there instead of having to start writing them all over again. All these are HDT, we've already styled them in our previous tutorial. So you can just go and check. So we'll remove this. We don't need the service of this one anymore. Okay. I don't think we need this one either too. Oh, we can still leave it. So let's still be playing on the page. So let's save and let's see what we have. Aha. So this is what I was saying. So this class that we'll put here, what is it? This market section. I've already declared it somewhere here. Look at the HDD2 whatever. If you search for market section, so we've already given it this background image. So if you are using the same content for everything, there's no need for you to start. You don't overwork yourself. Just give it. So by the time we are styling this thing, it's just to change this one to white. We'll do it when we get to the CSS section. Then probably give this one some. By the time we style all this thing, they will look more like it. All right. So the next thing we should do is we should let's add some images underneath. Then let's put an image here. Okay. I think before we do that, let's just see. Change this one to map. Let's give this one a class of map section. Trying to see what we can just eject from this one. So we have a div that closes another one here. So what do we do? Anyway, let's just leave this one. There's no need for us to remove it. It's an old page. So let's just leave this one here. Let's just remove it. Let's just remove this one. So there's no need. So we've done that. So let's add some little images underneath. So create this section. Give it the same class of page section. All these things we've already declared them here. So let's open a div that has a class of container. Give it another div with a class of row. That div. So this is where we'll give our column. On large screen, you should make use of 2. Then on medium screen and small screen, you should use 4. So where are those images? Okay, this vintage restaurants, map logo, and the likes of them. So let's just put an IMG this thing here. slash vintage dot png. Please note the, so let's just make a duplicate of this. Apologize for all background noises. So let's change this one to restaurant. Let's use cupcake. Those images are there. Cupcake. This is the cupcake. So bakery. Coffee. That's called logo 2. And this thing is okay. Let's just add one. Everything we should brand it. The brand it is here. So let's save and let's see what we have. So these are the images here. So this means that these images are not here. So now we didn't put an alternative text there. Okay, the restaurant is supposed to be restaurants. Then how do we know? Okay, let's add an odd attribute there. Image 1. So we know the one that is not, that is breaking. Okay. So we have image 1, image 2, 3, 4, 5, image 6, and image 7. So if we refresh, so image 5 is missing. So there's no need to start looking for it. Let's just remove it. We have enough image there. But just make sure that you use an image. So these are the images that I wanted to add. So let's quickly add that footer, section I talked about. Okay, so that we'll go ahead to style them. So give this a class of div. We call it row. We'll open another div again. Give it column LG12. Then we give so what do we, okay, let's give this a class of row again, but we need to add this box. Okay, then the next thing we need to do is let's sorry for that. So let's have a div again. So we're going to have 3 columns inside this row, but we'll give them different column sizes. So for this one, we want it to use, is we're using the same thing for all the screen sizes, but for the first one, you should use 3 and margin top 4. The second one should be 5. Why the last one? Because it's 3. So 3 plus 5 is 8. So this one should be 4. So this one, margin top 5, then this one make it margin top 5 also. That's the first one, is I'm making margin top 5 4. So what do we do? Where is our contact page? This is our contact page. Let's go to where we have all this social. There's a place we did all the social icon. Let's just copy all this instead of having to type them again. Let's paste it here. Since we've already declared all this class, so we are good to go. In the first one, let's add a div. If you are doing an home page, it takes time because you probably want to do it very well so that your users will like them properly, and they will always love to visit your site, because once they get to your site, you must see things that attract them. So let's just say this one, give it subscribe. Let's add the D tag there and put that subscribe. And let's use an inline styling. This is the class of news. I'll give it a style of star. Let's just color it white. Let's color it white. Then let's duplicate this. And H2. There's a theme color we'll be using, that's 244. And this one will be weekly newsletter. So inside this place, we are going to create a form. We use the form tag. Give it a class of form inline. We go to the bootstrap class. You are going to see these classes there. Then give it a div. Give it a div class. Say give it form group mx sm3 margin bottom 2. Then we have our label tag. Let's just say your email address. Let's give this a for attribute for input email. Then a class of SR, small screen only. Then inside under the the button tag. Give it a button tag. And, let's say subscribe. Then let's give it a class of BTN dark, BTN large. And the type, I'm not submitting it anyway, but let's just give it this way. Submit. Okay. So I think that's not all. We need to have an input field where they will type. So input, the type should be email. By that, I'll start course tutorial on PHP. So, but before, I will advise that you familiarize yourself properly with HTML. It will give you an edge when you start learning PHP because uh, basically it is HTML you are writing, but the PHP code that we are putting inside is to make it work properly. When you get to a fine website and you want to submit the form is not submitted. How do you feel? So let's just save this and go back to the home page and refresh. So this thing already have a styling. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to stop here. In our next tutorial class, we're going to style all these things because building the home page usually takes time. And I don't want the tutorials to be too lengthy. I want you to get them bit by bit. So we're going to stop here for this. So in the next tutorial, we're going to continue with the styling of our home page. Then we'll link up. We've already linked majority of them. It's just to link then complete the styling also. So thank you very much for staying, for watching. Please like the video, make your comment on the video, and don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel. So in the next tutorial, we'll continue from where we stopped. Thank you. Have a nice day.